Hey y'all, Melanated Magic here, your favorite spiritual thug with another banger for you. Today I would like to talk to you about how good people grow tired of loving ungrateful people. That's what today's title is for. So let's talk about that. Have you ever loved someone that didn't appreciate your love, or that you just didn't know how to explain to the person how you desired to be loved, because you assume that people are supposed to know how to love you, right? And love is a universal emotion. It's the most important thing in this world. It's what people desire more than anything else. I don't care how they act like they don't. Love is the number one ruling emotion in the universe. And that's why I do these spiritual videos, because I love talking about how we can learn to improve our love walk. One of it, and I've done several videos about improving our love walk, and not just for ourselves, but how we go growing within ourselves to be able to be a better person to those around us, and to be that light that others can see an example of, which is where your testimony comes in, right? Because you've been through so much, and you can't have a good story and a good testimony to inspire people if you have not been through shit, right? Because that's where your testimony lies. And a lot of people don't like going through shit, but that's just very unrealistic. Life is about situations, and with that comes with meeting people who fall short on showing you their love. And it's pretty pathetic that you would have to actually teach a person how to love you. Because a person that truly is in love with you is going to desire to learn everything there is to know about you, so that they know how to make you happy. Just like I'm sure you go out of your way to learn how to make them happy. And a lot of times what happens with chosen ones or kind people is that you do all the giving, and you're giving back either nothing, or they act like you owe it to them. That self-entitlement I spoke about in that previous video. Or they act like they don't have to give back as much as you do. Or they just ask you, like, what could they do, rather than observing you to see what makes your heart pitter-patter, right? So to me, the fact that you're even asking me what the problem is, especially if you've known me for a while, it shows me you really have no fucking interest in me, in my life, in my heart, in my feelings, and I'm just doing all the giving, the giving, the giving. Have you been through that? Those are very ungrateful people, and I hate to burst your bubble, but that person doesn't love you. They don't know how to love you, and they probably don't even know what love is. They have a version of what they believe love is. And you got people that are very religious, and they believe that they know what love is because they say they love the Most High, but their spiritual life is not practical for every day. They're so caught up in their religion that they're worshiping that religious belief, rather than just being free within themselves to be able to know how to love people and meet people where they're at. So if you are a lover, and you know how to love people, it's good. It's sometimes very challenging meeting someone to match your vibrations at that exact level. And it's very sad, especially when that person is ungrateful and acts like you're just supposed to be there, or people that think that you will never leave because you have been there so much for them that you've actually spoiled them, and they've gotten so used to throwing you crumbs because you have gotten them accustomed to that. You have not set strong boundaries, because that love you felt for them allowed you to let them get over on you and to play with your heart and your feelings, because sometimes they do it so subtle, like it's so subtle you almost don't see it, or you see it but you deny it because you're like, no, maybe not, because we always desire to give the other person the benefit of the doubt, right? But inside, you know what love is. You know what love is and what love is not, and how love looks or not. And if you can go out of your way to love somebody, especially an ungrateful motherfucker, right? Because a lot of people probably don't love that motherfucker because they're just low vibrational. They ought to be grateful that you love them, a beautiful soul like you, especially if you're a chosen one, because with you comes blessings. But what they don't get is that once you leave, the blessing goes with you out the door. I'm sorry. Uh, and a lot of people have had to learn that the hard way. So I don't know what you're going through in your life. And if you're dealing with an asshole that's not valuing you and cherishing you, but you need to know how to love yourself enough to walk away from that fuckery, because like I tell people, if I'm going to do bad, I can do bad by myself. And I could probably do better by myself rather than continuing to be in love with potential. And that's what a lot of people do. They fall in love with potential. And sometimes people see that you have a big potential and they just like they feel that you're going to win, so they want to latch on to you, and that all that's doing is hindering you from your true purpose, because these crabs in a bucket, these leeches, come into your life with no fucking purpose other than to hold you back, because they either envy you or because they know their calling is not as big as yours. They know they're not chosen because they really belong to the darkness. They don't desire to change. They don't even see that they need to change because they never soul search. They're just too busybodied looking at other people's business instead of fucking worrying about their own business. Those are the low vibrational people that envy other people because they have no life to try to shoot for something higher and greater, because people are so complacent that they get lazy and they're not willing to put in the work. But then you want to be hating on somebody who actually does put in the work and that believes in themselves even though they've been through a lot of shit. So unless you're willing to walk a mile in a man's shoes and you don't know what that man's been through and why they're so blessed now, then you should fucking mind your own business and go walk your own journey and learn how to manifest your greatest life, and stop worrying about everybody else's life, because that's probably one of the things that's holding you back, because you're too busy watching other people instead of working on your own lane, staying in your lane, right? And I know it sounds like I'm cruel and mean when I say these things, but somebody's got to give it to you real and raw. Because your family and friends, whoever, they probably afraid to tell you the truth. So maybe if a stranger comes and says it to you, you'll be like, you know what, I know a motherfucker like that. Or you know what, I have some of those things because I used to be toxic. And it wasn't that I desired to be that way, but it was the way I was raised, that people would judge me wrong, but nobody was teaching me how to change the behavior. And I had a lot of anger and resentment and unforgiveness. And so I used to take that out in every way, because when you're that angry, you can't help but to take it out on whoever, because you're waiting for the right person to just come so you can let them have it. That I don't know if you've ever been that angry with life before. And it takes you having the stronger desire to let that shit go than to keep holding on to it. That's why I'm like forward only, no looking back, forward only. It didn't work, oh fucking well, forward only. Forward is forward. I don't like looking at the back and the what ifs and what could have been. If it could have, should have been, it should have already been, period. Especially if you've been with somebody for years and that shit ain't changed for the better. You're wasting your time, but hey, some of us have to learn the real hard way, and hopefully it won't happen where you could have manifested your best life and you chose to give it up over some asshole that doesn't even give a shit about you, that doesn't even know how to be grateful to you, and you're wasting the best years of your life on that motherfucker. Think about that shit. You love that person more than you love yourself, and no one should love you more than you love you. You could love other people, but if it comes to you having to choose between you and them, I pray that you always choose you. And yeah, good people get tired of being kind to ungrateful motherfuckers. That's the title. That's what it's about. So hopefully you will go and meditate and really spend some time thinking about that relationship you're in, whether it's low-key toxicity, narcissistic, because you sometimes won't even pick up. Because some people are so good at being narcissistic that it's so well hidden that it takes a while to catch it. But once your gut starts telling you that something's not right, go with that feeling first. Go with that feeling first, because if your gut is even telling you something's wrong, I promise you, where there's smoke, there's fire. Don't ever second guess that feeling that you get in here in your solar plexus, in the pit of your stomach. That's your second brain talking to you. Make sure that you always check with that, and that you pray to the Most High. I take everything to the Most High. I always talk to Mother, Father, Mother, whatever you want to see the Most High as, the grand creator of all, the one that rules the entire galaxies and stuff. Okay, I'm not talking about deities and all that stuff. I'm talking about the Most High. Okay, I take my prayers to them, Because some people tell me they pray to deities because the Most High doesn't have time to hear everybody's prayers. Well, that's their business. That's how they want to view it. Me, the Most High is going to make time for me. Because I'm going to pray without ceasing till I get an answer. But that's me. Remember, I always talk about my experiences. You can share yours in the comments. Let me know if you've ever been through that shit, if you've been with that kind of asshole. And don't let those people bring you down and make you think there's not good people in this world. Don't let those few fucking sour ass, low vibrational motherfuckers make you think they ain't good people in this world. There's a lot of great people in this world. It's just you probably drawing those bad negative energies your way because you have to change something about yourself so you could start repelling them like roaches and attracting better quality people that are out there. They really are. I love y'all. I pray you go put this in your pipe and smoke it an hour later and meditate on what I just said. It is your spiritual thug, Melanated Magic. I love y'all with all my heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.